Hello and welcome back to the Match Island, everybody. To the tropical escape, as it were. And this video is going to be basically talking to you about some tricks on how you can probably be able to tips and tricks when it comes to the Match 3 mechanics. Now, some people who are coming into this game may not be familiar. Like, they might be used to Pixow's other games, so they're not too keen when it comes to the Match 3 mechanics and vice versa. So this thing is basically talking about what you can probably do and keep in mind when it comes to utilizing the game's features. So first things first, something to note, every 3 hours or so, you'll be able to kind of get yourself a free box of one of these things. And alongside it, there will also be I guess you can watch an ad for another one, and then it resets every 3 hours. Now, a few things to note is each one of these will come with, like, costumes and coins and, infinite lives. But then they also get power-ups and boosters. So it's always good for every 3 hours to come in and open a box, because it doesn't matter. Even if you get a common one, you'll still get power-ups and boosters, which will help you a lot when it comes to doing these kind of updates, especially when it comes to the event stuff, which will be coming up very soon, and there will be two different ones. I will be explaining each one once it comes out in their own different category when they come out. But for now, that's something to keep a note of. If you do get an infinite live, what you'll see here is that there will be a bit of a, like over there, a timer going on. And this basically means that you can keep on going in and out without having to lose a life, because after that there will be a timer that kind of goes, I think it's like every 30 minutes you're allowed to basically take a break. So it's not too much of a time penalty not doing it. It's just more of an annoyance, if anything. But it's something to keep a note of when it comes to that stuff here. I believe, I might be mistaken, but I think there might be a... Okay, so they don't. There used to be boosters, by the way, but it doesn't seem like they have that anymore. But yeah, eventually, every so often, they may have packs that kind of come in here that will offer you characters and whatnot, but they will also give you some booster stuff here, and more or less that. One thing to note, if you are going to be playing this, if you have a lot of time and you play through this game and you keep on getting better and better and better, you will end up progressing this here. I tend not to really pay attention to this as much, but the idea is that every time you do good, you'll get up to 1 to 3 badges, or stars, whatever you call them, depending on how well you've done the thing. So every 10 you get, you'll get another power-up item that go alongside your gameplay. So basically, the more you play and win, the more you'll get this stuff here. And these medals will not reset unless you lose a life or the timer runs out. And when the timer runs out, then it resets automatically. So there is a reset when it comes to that type of stuff there. As you know, there are 3 different types of levels when it comes to this. There's normal, which is the standard. There is hard, which is a bit of a challenge but not too difficult. And then there's the super hard, which will be, it's a very much of a challenge to use you have big brain, to do big brain time when it comes to thinking outside the box, and it basically is going to challenge you in order to use power-ups and whatnot here. Now, when you go into a game, you can select certain boosters to help you out, like, these here. And the game explains this to you, whether or not. This allows you to kind of, depending on where this is going, it will clear a row out. This one will explode a certain radius, and then this one will destroy anything of color that it touches, and that nature there. And as you see here, this up here is the columns in question, so usually they fill out. Something I've noticed too is that if you lose and come back in, this will fill out anyways as well. I don't know the understanding of that whole case, but I guess it just saves your last progression or whatnot. Again, I tend not to worry too much about this, because if it fills up, then that's great, then it's a benefit. If not, then whatever. But what I will suggest is when it comes to this stuff here, I save them for events because the events are limited time and exclusive. These normal, like these level progressions, they're there 100, like they're gonna be there anytime, like for the whole duration of the game. So don't worry so much about this. Do it in your own separate time. But anyways, we're just going to jump in here, and I'm going to talk about how you can actually get this going here. So this is a normal one, so it shouldn't be too bad. So one thing to note when you go in here. So first things first. Take your time with these. There is no time limit as far as when it comes to how long it takes you to do something. Also, something to note, if you're ever unsure, if you're looking at the board and you feel like you need to do something, you can click on this and exit out. Although it says this, you won't lose a... I think you will not lose a life if you haven't made a move and you exit out. It's only when you make a move and then exit out, then you'll lose a life. So don't quote me on that because I haven't tested this out myself. I might try to test it out to see to make sure. And if it does, I'll put a wording down there. But yeah, regardless, if you think, oh, I probably should have something here, then I'll do that. Also, don't look at my video and think, oh, this is how I do it in order to progress and make it through the game. Because this is going to be RNG based, and it's going to be basically depending on how you want to do this whole thing here. So, there's that. So, one thing to note, take your time with this. There's no time limit, so, you know, all that. This here is how many moves you can do. So for this one, I have 16 moves in order to get the objection. So what is the objection? So this objection is I have to get rid of these 3 things. So basically these up here and these down here. So I have to clear them out any way I can. Now, something to note, you'll probably notice that when it comes to certain objections, they may throw in other stuff like bubbles and whatnot. Make sure you only focus your attention on what you need to clear out. They don't worry about clearing out everything. Only do it when it comes to certain things like here. Now, one of the biggest things I think people, like when it comes to this stuff, they think they get the idea of how to play the game. But I think one of the biggest thing that they have to like try to think about is doing certain, what do you call it, combos. Combos is key to this game. So try to see if you can't get yourself some interesting power-up combos and try to see if you can't mix them up with other combos. Like, it's hard to explain, but basically there's been examples where you would, if you match a jar with a candy, it blows up more of a radius, so it helps you progress more. And of course, the ultra legendary is if you can get a juice, a mixture juice with another mixture juice, it just clears out the whole board and you just win the game from that way. So for this example, now it's telling me to put the banana on the other side here. This kind of gives you a hint, though. It kind of tells you that, hey, you could do it like this, but don't do this. Instead, just look at the board and see what you can clear out. So looking at this right here, I can say I can clear out this top part here. So let me just go ahead and do this. So this goes down here and has that going on there. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, clear this down here. And as you can see, there's some stuff. So right now, something I can see right now is you can see there is a bar here, right? Something to note too, by the way. You may see, for example, when you do get a juice, when you do get a multicolored juice container, hold on to that. If possible, mix it with a power-up. Any kind of power-up, that's fine. Do this because it will help you clear out a lot more compared to just getting rid of the colors. That is key. Only use the juice box or juice container thing if you cannot, if you know that you won't be able to use anything else, just, you know, just, if that makes sense. But, yeah, so we can clear this down here. So we got that going on. I'm just looking closely. And again, like I've mentioned before in my other playthrough, you probably look at this and go, oh man, you could have done this and it'd been easy. But yeah, so anyways, one down. Now here's another one. So here's something interesting. So we're going to do this here. So now I got this power up. That's now gone. Yeah. So what I was going to say too is that if you have two different power-ups, they don't need to be the same color. You can smack them in together and it will actually do a combo that way too. So the colors is only equivalent if you're going to mix the color with normal colors, but if it's power-ups, just match it with another power-up and it should be fine. So we got that going on here. So here's an example I'm going to show you right now. So see, these two colors are basically not the same. However, I can do this and it boosts it. So one thing's down. So that's now gone. So now what we're going to do is... okay, so I'm going to do this. Get rid of that. And I'm going to do this. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So we got that going on here. And I'm just looking to see. And then also make sure you just like, you can see right now there's a lot of different ways for me to combo this. But I only have 5 more moves left. And you can, you know, just debate on whether or not, like, look at the board and see how you can make this work for you. If there isn't any way, then don't bother with this. So for now, I can see that there is a combo way I can actually get this going on here. So let me just do this here. So I got that going on here. So now, and yeah, so I'm just looking at this real quick because my objection is to get rid of these two here. Now there is, I'm viewing this, there is this here. I can combo this to kind of clear this down out to get rid of this guy. But now I'm also looking at over here because now I have to get this over here. Now there are other things you can look at. Now there are these power-ups over here. They do kind of explain these beforehand. I try to not use these unless I really need to. You can buy them if you want with the rubies and honest, or these blue water gems or whatever you like to call them, because I think Match Island kind of gives a lore of what these things are. But that is to your discretion if you want to. I do not think the gems will be used for buying characters. I'm not 100% sure as of yet. That might change. They might be making characters exclusive to bundles, but we'll have to wait and see because lately there is no premium characters yet. It's just progression stuff. So what I'm thinking is that the gems are going to be exclusive for premium decorations, or in this case for the match, for this match 3 game. So yeah, but anyways, only use these power-ups if you know that they were going to be able to utilize this for the, like, to help you out for this whole quest line thing. Otherwise, don't bother. Yeah, so right now I can already see there is this. I can go here, so get rid of this. Yeah, so I got that stuff going on here, so now it's basically getting rid of... Alright, so... I probably am not going to be able to do this right here, so... Yeah, okay. So... Okay, yeah, so this might help me out. There is a power-up going on right here. So sometimes it'll highlight something that can be useful for you. Other times it won't. It depends on what you want to do with this. And, yeah. So, again, you can now see how my mental power of Big Brain can go on here. So, another thing is, right now, I'm also seeing that I can go ahead and do another combo of this here, and I'm wondering if that will help me out. Now, I only have one more move left, so that means I'm going to lose a bit of the capabilities. Right? Now, this is important, too. Now, you can, like, they'll use extra moves for 100 diamond, which is a lot. But during the super hard, you can earn them back because I think every super hard you get a 250 alongside this. So debate on whether or not you want to do this or not. I'm going to do it just because I think I can probably get it with... If you can get it within 5 moves, then that's great. If not, don't bother with this. I'm going to do it because I know I'm going to be able to get this done within this one move going on here. The other thing, too, is that when I was saying about these power-ups coming over here, utilize this whenever you want. So this will... so these moves will not utilize any of this over here. But just to explain, this will basically get rid of one of these tiles. So if, for example, you're on one more move and there's literally one thing blocking your path, you can just click on, use the shovel, click on it, and be done with it. The rake actually got a buff since we've last played this. This time around, it actually goes across diagonal up and down, depending on where you click on it. So it could help you clear, like for example, if I click at the bottom here, then that will basically help me clear out this whole thing here. But I'm not going to use that because it's going to be saving. And then, of course, the bucket, because I don't have any more of them as of right now. What it does is that I can click on, say, this, and then it will switch it around. So if I can use it for a combo, then that will do what I do. So for now, I'm going to go over here, clear this down there. So now I got that going on. So what I'm going to do... Also, this whole... At the end of the day, though, this whole thing is like using the RNG gods. So you just have to hope and pray that you can utilize this. So I'm just looking down here to see if I can't do something. So let's see how bad can I get this going. Okay, so this is one of those debates whether or not what I want to do here. Which is unfortunate because it's like, well. Again, you can see where my big brain can come in here. So I'm going to debate to see what happens with this if I do this here. And that will not help me at all. So instead, I'm going to... So this is a great example of this, by the way, when I was talking about. So see, this is bugging me right now. So I usually tend not to use this unless I really need to. And this is one of those cases. So there, I did it. Hooray. So there's no right way of doing this. This is just a way to do it. And of course, I got 3 of these here, so they'll fill up to my progression bar. And again, if you decide to quit when you have this going on, it will reset everything here. So I'm going to now put this new thing down because this will be part of a quest. I know that because I'm redoing this again. So I'm getting close to actually catching up to where I am. So that's going to be great. So put this here. All right, so we got all this stuff set up for when the characters come in and unlock some of this stuff. And hopefully this dumb thing is going to be working now. So let's hope that's the case. But yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully this little video kind of helps when it comes to how you can do this. If you have other suggestions or any tricks, you can leave them down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear it. But hopefully this does give you a clear mind of how you can go around with this. But I'll also say too, if you do play these levels here, they will actually help you kind of get better at the game, so that when it comes to these events or limited time stuff that will come in, they will assist you and help you out when it comes to getting used to this idea. Now, something I will say is that this is going to be our first... this game got released back in July, and within August is going to be our first updates, and it's going to be one of the 2 updates that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be doing a video talking about how to play through that, because they're going to be 2 different types, and I think this is going to be something I'm going to be doing moving forward, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyways, that will be it for me. Hopefully this helps you out. Let me know down below, and I will see you next time for whatever the island has in store for us. So until then, goodbye.